Welcome back to Hiking with Kathleen. In today's video, this is part 1 of 2 of Charleston Lake Provincial Park. This is where we will spend a couple of weeks camping and do things like hiking, paddling, and even exploring the nearby Thousand Islands on a boat tour. Stay tuned for highlights of all of that.
Thank you. That's probably why it was so smoky for us, 'cause, yeah.
So Shannon and I are heading out on a boat ride. We are in the vicinity of the Thousand Islands, and that's what this boat ride tour is all about. So we're welcoming you to join us to the beautiful sights ahead. So we've been here a total of 2 days. This is day number 3. And today we're going to take the kayaks down off the truck and leave them in an area where you can lock them up close to Charleston Lake. So the first night that we got here, we had a campfire, and we knew that that was going to be the best temperature for having that in the next week, because it was about 22 degrees that day. Today and the next 2 days, we're in an intense heat wave where the temperature will hover around 40 degrees Celsius. So I'm out here right now. I was already out at the beach at about 5 o'clock this morning before temperatures ramped up. And it did start to rain, but that's okay. It was a beautiful morning, and it was an opportunity to catch the peacefulness of the rain dropping into Charleston Lake. Now it's exciting because we've got this beautiful sunshine that's breaking through, but that's just before it becomes intensely hot again. One thing I want to mention has to do with the use of cell phones. We did watch YouTube videos that were about this park before we came here, and we did hear that there was poor cell reception for certain companies. My particular cell package is through Fido, and I get cell reception no problem. Shannon uses Kudo, so I think Kudo is Bell, Fido is Rogers. So any of their subsidiaries are the ones that you know whether or not they'll work for you. So it's annoying, I know, for Shannon, because she has to walk around like this and in the hopes that she can get reception somewhere. And there's probably some areas, like maybe down at the beach, where she can get reception. I can get it sitting in the trailer or anywhere around here. But that hasn't always been true, because I know at Nays Provincial Park, when we were there last year, I wasn't able to pick up anything. So let me show you what the weather looks like for today. You can see that for the forecast today, it's warning that there's health-threatening heat that's on the way. So right now I'm out here and it's comfortable. And when you look at the 14-day forecast, that does not count in the humidex reading. So for those that are not in an area where you get anything other than raw temperatures, you can always add, in the summertime, about 5 or 6 degrees to the temperature you see there. So if you see the temperature for 30 degrees on Thursday, you can see that it actually has a humidex rating of 40 degrees Celsius. So we're very grateful that we have an air conditioner. In fact, we slept with it on last night. The only other time we had to turn it on was when we were at Bonachère Provincial Park, which was the last provincial park that we were at. And it was only the first couple of days where it was 35 degrees, then 30 degrees, and then it was a lovely, 20 degrees, 12 degrees. So that was wonderful camping weather, whereas here it's going to be hot the whole time that we're here. And that's fine. We just alter our activities around the rain and around the really intense heat. So what that means is a lot of our activities are going to be confined to the morning, and probably later in the day is where, if we have some exploring that we're going to do in a local town, or video editing, or in Shannon's case, art, that'll be done in the afternoon when it's too warm to do anything else. And of course, we will be spending time down at the beach, cooling off. Okay, so we are now in Charleston Lake. This is our first day of putting the kayaks into the water. We have had some very, very hot weather, feeling like 40 degrees Celsius. So we're just going to try our luck today. We know that we've got some rain in the forecast, so picked up a couple of beautiful swans before I started on this journey today. And now I think we're going to paddle around as much as we can. We do have rain in the forecast, including thunderstorms, so we'll get as much in as we can. So there are a few other folks out on the water. What we find very intriguing in Charleston Lake are these little rock islands. And of course, it makes you curious as to whether or not animals are roaming on them, and they probably are. So because this is a provincial park, unlike when we went on the Thousand Islands tour, boat tour a couple days ago, these ones won't have buildings on them. because they're part of the provincial park. Now, when we arrived, we were talking to a park warden about the lake when we were just unloading our kayaks. There's a place for personal water vessels to be locked up, and then there's a place for the rental stuff. So where you can put the personally owned devices. And she mentioned the white buoys, which you can see from here, actually are indicating no motorboat access. So that's really nice. And yes, we have seen them out and beyond. So yeah, the nice thing is we know the boundary, and if we choose to go farther, that's fine. But that's when we're in motorboat country in that sense. Where's that, baby? Oh, yeah. Shannon's a great spotter. So she mentioned this turtle that's out on the rock on the edge of this island, and what I'm going to try and do is video it with my small telephoto lens. Be careful of the rocks here, because if they're shallow enough, they can catch the bottom of your vessel and cause you to tip. lots of underwater plants here. So this is a shallower area, and where the water looks deeper, where it looks darker, I mean, it would be deeper water. So this is where a lot of the young fish would be living, because this water would warm up more rapidly, and that's what they need to grow. And not just fish, there'll be other animals that would be in here too, like the tadpoles, so they can grow more quickly into frogs. And lots of insect larvae too, like dragonflies and damselflies, where their nymph form lives in the water until they mature and metamorphose into the adult form. Sort of like caterpillars metamorphose into a butterfly or a moth. This is nice. It's not buggy, and I wasn't sure how it would be, even with deer flies. This is nice. So these are not turtles. I'm going to see about videoing them, give you a better look. So there's this neat island, sort of in the center of this part of the lake. And so, up ahead, there are the rental canoes and the beach. Shannon was just coming back around that island. I was taking the time to film those mock turtles, and she came out this way already, so she might be doubling back now. I'm going to go and check out that marshy area. Back in this area, we're a little closer to campgrounds, so sometimes you can hear dogs barking. And I see people have their own personal boat just hooked up outside of their campsite. So I mean, that's kind of neat too if you're looking for that experience where you want your campsite to edge the water. There are sites like that here. So on the map you would just have to look to see where this is backing onto the marsh. I have the map, the park map, and so I've just put it in a waterproof map holder, and that way I can kind of see where I am. Yeah, they have some more remote campsites too. If you're into water access campsites, they have those here. One of the beautiful things I'm noticing about their marsh is that they don't have the invasive species called Phragmites that often chokes out cattails, which is a naturally occurring plant. And that means if there is cattails, the animals that are native to Ontario are adapted to nesting between and can make their way through it. Phragmites, as invasive species often are, outcompete native species, including cattails, and make it difficult for wildlife to travel between each plant. So it changes the marsh habitat. It's an eastern kingbird just swooping down for bugs. It's a flycatcher, and its tail has a border of white. Interesting. Okay. Oh my God, that's awesome. Okay, so there is an osprey nest. It's a platform. That's the osprey. And so, okay. And there's the eastern kingbird. Okay, I'm gonna get out my other camera and see what I can pick up. I don't know where Shannon's off exploring, but she's on the other side of that island. That's the last place I saw her. And we're not far from the beach. So she's also searching for a cell signal. So she might be on her cell phone somewhere, because it is frustrating when you're at a provincial park, anywhere really, and you're not able to connect. And, you know, we always want to be in contact with our family if they need us. As I said, her phone plan is Kudo, which uses the bell towers, I believe. My cell phone plan is Fido, which uses the Rogers bell towers. So I've had 2 to 3 bars this whole experience at Charleston Lake. We kind of came into it hearing that some of the others, like Telus, and I can't remember, it was another channel I was watching. So Telus also, I think, has a poor chance of connecting. Anyway, hopefully she's able to get a signal out here. We had to do that when we were at Sleeping Giant Provincial Park up near Thunder Bay. We couldn't get any connectivity at our site, but we could at the beach, which means you'd go down to the beach and I'd have my bunk suit on so that I could just sort of check messages once a day, because it was very buggy at Sleeping Giant at this time of year. We were actually there for July 1st, so it was probably a little bit later in the season. Oh, this is nice back here. So the water here is very reedy, so it's shallow. It's good for the animals that are growing here, like young fish. I see lots of dragonflies, so there'd be lots of dragonfly nymphs and other insect larvae that are in the water. This would not be a place where you'd want to wade through or fall in, because you would easily get tangled in these plants that can make it difficult. I don't know how deep it is. It's probably not very deep, but they can wreak havoc on you psychologically, because you can feel it's like quicksand as you're entangled in the leaves, in the plants that are living underwater. These are non-native swans called mute swans. Hey, did you find a cell signal?
Not at all.
Oh, no way.
But I found some really interesting things that you will like.
Okay. I'm ready to go explore with you. I saw an osprey nest. There's an osprey nest back there, so I was filming that for a bit.
Did you see the swans and the cygnets?
Not the cygnets, no.
They were
I just...
all right in here.
Okay, because I did see the two pair, the pair here, and I went in and filmed them. That's why I went around the island this way, because they were sort of on the tip, and I didn't want to get around the fishermen.
So I went in out of the boundaries to find
Okay.
things.
Yep.
Just on the outs because I knew it was not boat traffic.
Well, there's no boats right now, so that's okay.
So I saw she could still be there, a turtle laying her eggs.
Oh, okay.
And then I was from here to maybe the edge there watching a loon for the longest time.
Oh, wow. Isn't that neat?
So I got pictures of it. A whole rock full of turtles.
Okay. Well, let's go look. You show me what you've seen.
I got pictures, so you will believe me. I didn't take pictures of the turtle because I didn't want to bother her.
Yeah.
Because I only have a phone, so I have to get close.
I figured you were catching up on Facebook and everything. That's what I was hoping you got some signal out here. Because I think when I checked my phone for the forecast, I got around 4 bars.
I got worse here than it
At the site?
Yeah, the
Okay.
side I get part of them.
Okay. So I'm following Shannon as to where she went. She said it's out of bounds in terms of past the boat, the no boating signs. So we're going to be moving out, but there's no boats out here today, which is good. I suppose that'll all change on the weekend. Oh, this is nice. It's nice, that island. I guess it's owned by somebody. It doesn't look like there's a structure on it, which is a nice thing. Oh yeah, there's a dock. Oh yeah, okay, they did well on it. It'd just be nice to see some of these that actually are wild islands, even if they're 10 square feet. Of course, I suppose it'd be cool to say, yeah, I own an island. Pardon?
She's done laying her egg. She's right on the edge here.
Okay. Where would she have laid her eggs?
In that bush, just above that bush.
Okay, it looks like a map turtle. Okay.
And then you see the rock over there with the bird on it, and then the other one was.
So this morning I'm out here exploring the town of Gananoque. Shannon and I have been here once before, and it was just a few days ago. That was the day of our Thousand Island boat tour. So today, Shannon was going through some withdrawals because her cell phone has not been picking up any bars at the campground. So we're in town. I left her at the Starbucks, and I'm just exploring this waterfront trail that goes all along. It starts off at their playhouse, which is their theater, and it continues all along the front here. And I wanted to just be able to get some beautiful shots and just see what beauty can be seen from this town. So we're back at our site now. We've been away for the day. Today is Friday, and we have about 10 days left. We spent today in Gananoque, and that is the town that we first explored after our boat cruise around the Thousand Islands. So we went back into Gananoque, and Shannon wanted to have a chance to upload some audiobooks and things like that at a local Starbucks cafe, which she quite enjoys. But also she's not getting any cell reception anywhere, so she needed to catch up on emails and things of that nature. So we did our grocery shopping and topped up some things. So I had a chance to explore Gananoque while she was at the Starbucks, and I really enjoyed my walkabout. Had a chance to explore the waterway and the parks that face the waterway that are in Gananoque, and it's a very pretty town. So anyway, we spent some time there for lunch and then just took care of business after that in terms of the errands that we needed to run. So now we're back at the site. It's really cooled off. We had a really heck of a rainstorm last night. Lots of rain, and we even pulled in the awning because we weren't sure if that thunderstorm was going to create some really severe winds. Turns out it was okay that way, but we took precautions nonetheless. And so that cooled things off because it was sitting at around 40 degrees Celsius for most of the past week. And it cooled down to a nice 18 degrees Celsius this morning. So it's back up to about 31, and that's including the humidex. So for those that are unfamiliar with that, it's not just the raw temperature, it's the raw temperature plus the feeling of humidity on top of that. So it's still a little on the toasty side, but certainly a lot more tolerable than it was, even a day or two ago. So we have plans coming up in the next few days. We're looking forward to that. Some of the plans involve my meeting up with a friend that I used to work with at Provincial Park. So we're going to see her in a couple of days. And we are disappointed that we had other friends that were lined up that we weren't able to see, and that was when we went on the boat cruise. Some near and dear friends to us, Suzanne and Carmen, who live in Quebec, and we were planning to meet with them, us staying at Charleston Lake, them staying at a nearby RV park. And because of family circumstances with health and all, they weren't able to join us, and we were supposed to go on that boat ride together. So anyway, we were missing their company for sure. But anyway, we have other little outings that have been planned along the way, and so we're doing just fine. So I am going to have a look and see what kind of bird song I'm listening to all around me and be able to bring some of that to you. So I'm out here in the morning. It is supposed to rain today, 70% chance of rain in about an hour. So I'm going to go on the Quiddity Trail. It's an easy trail, 2.4 kilometers. And there's a lookout, and you get to go past the beaver meadow. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. I was hoping I would be going on the Tallow Rock Bay Trail, which is graded as difficult and is 10 kilometers. And I'm just thinking with the chance of rain, I'm going to just make sure that my equipment isn't going to be left out in that. So I'm going to take the quicker trail and have a chance to bring you along. Wow, I love having access to this marsh. And when we were paddling out on Charleston Lake, I could see there was a marsh and you could only go so far with your kayak. Wow, this is great. This is the other side of it. Unfortunately, I scared up a great blue heron, but it was really close to this boardwalk and it flew just a short distance away. And while I was preparing for this particular shot, another one was just flying overhead. So this area is popular with great blue herons, so they're probably here to capture frogs, snakes. When they're out in the deeper water or the open water, that's when they're probably going to face better luck with getting fish. So anyway, this is a really beautiful boardwalk area. I'm glad that this boardwalk allows access to the marsh. Boardwalks serve a really important purpose too. They keep our travel on a pathway so that we're not disrupting plants or animal life on either side. And it keeps our feet dry too. Right? Well, continue on. Well, I'm definitely in my happy place. I know I was planning this morning all around the possibility of precipitation. It still hasn't happened. I've been out for, I think, a little over an hour, and I'm just soaking up all of the bird song and the green frog calls all around me. I've heard loons flying overhead, making their call. I've heard them out on Charleston Lake, making their call. So Charleston Lake is up that way, and you know, you can hear song sparrows, common yellowthroats, yellow warblers. Yeah, it's a beautiful dawn chorus all around me. I hope you're enjoying it as well. Access. I guess that one's not